Okay, because this guy is smiling, I used to make the eye right underneath here, but when people smile, their eyes are a little bit smaller because their cheek is up and their eye is a tiny bit smaller. So the first thing we're going to do is define where his eyebrow ends here at the top. Let's do that first. Alright, we're just putting a little cut there. And that defines his eyebrow. Alright, right here. Just a stop cut on either side. Miss down just a tad more. And that up. And then put a line right next to it. Stop cut. And that's where his eyebrow stops, okay? So the next line we're going to do is we're going to do the top of the eyelid. So we're going to come down a little bit. And we're just going to cut down and we're going to cut right up to it, alright, just like so. Alright, it's not a real defined line, but definitely there's a line there. Alright, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Almost near the nose, and we're going to just drop this down a little bit. And we're going to come up from the bottom of the eye up. Okay, so we have the eyebrow and the eyelid, alright? So those are the two things we want to kind of put out there and do that first. Alright, just like so. Now, technically, if you just wanted him with his eyes shut laughing, you could do that. You wouldn't have to do a whole lot more than what I just did right here now, but I'm going to give him a little eyeball anyway, and I'm trying to clean this up a little bit. Let me do this back here where I can see it a little bit better. Alright. Because on the other one, I made his eyes smaller, and painting it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge when things are smaller like that, and it makes it a little more difficult, but you get the idea. So we have his eyelid, we have his eyebrow, alright, and so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go from here on over and put a little bit of an eyeball in there, right like so. Okay, and it's really important, folks, that your knife is really sharp to do this. Okay, it's very hard to get these eyes to look even. It would help if I had a better pencil. Hold on just a second. Let me do something here. And I have a little bit better of a point on my pencil. Sharpening it the old-fashioned way with the knife. Alright. So what we're going to do, just like so, and like so. By the time you dig it out and dig it out for it to be exactly perfect, that eyeball will look a little bit smaller than what you see now. I'm just sharpening up my tool because I know I'm going to need that. And I'm also going to need my magnifiers because I can't see it as well as I used to, so age is slowly creeping up on me a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to keep this in view here for you, and we're going to go to take this cut right here first. We're going to go from the top down, and we're just going to kind of take it out. And remember, right here where the eye meets, right here and right here, okay, you want to put a little triangular cut and just cut it out, just pop it out. That will make that eye look a little deeper. Now, I know this is a little bit lower than I wanted, but that's alright. We'll make it work. Always a way to make things work. And then what I'm going to do here is make the same kind of thing up here as make the eyeball a little bit smaller. Putting that little triangular cut in there to make that eye also look a little more rounded. Right? That's one, and here's going to be the other one. Right there, we're going to have that little triangular cut there in the corner. Pop that out. We're going to come around here. We're going to chop all this out. Alright, so that's pretty well the eyes here. You know, this one's a little bit smaller, which is really the size I wanted it to be, but there's not too much I can do about the other eye with that. But that you have the idea of what it looks like there. The other thing we're also going to do is figure out where his teeth are going to go here. So let's do a center tooth. Just like so. Alright. And here again I'm going to use little triangular shapes, little V cuts. You can use a V tool if you want, but I like using a knife to do it because it's a little more crisper. There's one tooth, just a little bit at an angle. And you got to go up to the top here, you know, to free it up. There's the next one. Go up to the top here and try to push it a little bit. You can redefine these teeth a little bit better as you're going. Now he's a little toothy there, so I'm gonna just bring this down a little bit. Yeah, I might bring it down a little bit more, but you get the idea. And then there's one more here. And that's how you put his teeth in. Okay? That's how I put the teeth in. Now, on my other one, I have a little bit, I'm going to really clean this up a little bit more and try to get this a little more outlined a little better. Right here, I'm going to put a little cut where his tongue will be. Alright? You try to cut it from the top down. Alright? It's really tricky to get in there to do that. So what you can do is take a very small V tool. These micro sets are wonderful for that, and go in there with a little V cut. A V tool will clean it up. The only trick to this really is to make sure your V tool is very, very sharp. If it's not sharp, it's not going to look right, and it's not going to cut right. So there you go. Alright. So we have his little tongue back there. We've got his lip here. It's kind of big. I might trim that down a little bit. And then we have a little thing here, and some people like to put this in, is this, that little little indentation underneath the nose. You can put that in as well. Okay, if you want. It's up to you. You don't have to put it in, but it just adds a little more to it. The other thing I also want to do with the face, I see we're almost out of time. I'll be right back.